Hello, guys and gals. Would you ever, shoot somebody in the head over a copyright strike on YouTube? You know, if I flashbanged you just now, it's because I saw something last night that actually just, blew my mind. I'm still actually trying to process what I've seen. Now, I've tussled with a few personalities on this platform. I've had my arguments. I've had my fair share. I've covered things like false copyright strikes. You know what I mean? Like when we talked about things like quantum TV. That was a goofy situation. Haha, let's kind of laugh at the stupidity of this one person who is blatantly abusing the copyright system. Well, today I want to talk about a copyright troll that apparently not only lost a copyright dispute on YouTube, but in order to resolve it, allegedly shoots the guy that he was copyright striking and his wife over internet beef. Like, what is going on? I don't even get it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me start off, okay? Last night, on Sunday, in the beautiful city of Las Vegas, in the state of Nevada, in the country of the United States of America, there was people walking around the Bellagio Casino. Now, if you've never been to the Bellagio Hotel Casino, beautiful place, right kind of at the center of the ritzy side of the actual Las Vegas Strip. Where people go and they gamble their money away and they have a good time and they get drunk on the streets. Yeah, there was a clip where, this person was just minding his own business, him and his wife, all right? And, they just end up getting shot in the head. So in this clip, a YouTuber known as Finny the Legend, yes, Finny the Legend was just minding his own business with his wife and gets shot right in the head. Now, I'm obviously not going to show you the clip of this happening. I'm not even going to, bring this up. I'm not going to present what happened. But I saw this happen last night, and I was genuinely very blown away. Now, in the clip, this 4-foot-tall Ewok walks into the entire clip and decides to fire a few rounds into Finny the Legend. And the thing about this is he does this while the guy is live streaming, and turns out this man is also a pretty prominent YouTuber in that IRL daily live streaming space. So I decided to look further into it, and obviously Finny the Legend, is a man that has, or used to have, 4,000 subscribers on the internet. And a year ago, there was one video posted, look at what Sin City Family, P. Manny, and Julie did to me. The copyright video. Remember, this is a whole year ago. And the thing about it is, this is also beef that's been kind of long-standing. You probably didn't hear about it because it definitely flew way underneath the radar. So a lot of these videos are just kind of edited together with CapCut or some mobile application or something. And it's just these people having beefs. So you can see right over here, Finny actually won. And he actually did manage to counter-notify, and his videos ended up actually being restored. But if you look closely, Finny the Legend received that copyright removal request for his video. And again, the video title here was Who Said My Channel Going Away? TMC. Video title, P. Manny Nobody Likes a Liar. You didn't get any my super chats. Stupid. So yeah, this is all just beef between two entertainers showing us about the IRL worlds of Las Vegas. Now, the thing about all of this is Finny actually wasn't completely innocent from antagonizing his attacker. Not saying that, anytime anything on YouTube is deserving of what had happened to him. But, you look through the old live stream records and, anytime you find these videos on SCF, which is the Sin City Family, this is just constant A-logging, constant just, videos on, on this person. He's just constantly going at him, right? SCF deletes streams using N-word, lies about it. So this guy is just constantly clipping this dude, sharing this stuff around, and it's getting watched by thousands of people. This is just some micro warfare that's happening on the internet. And obviously all of this eventually culminated in the guy that he's calling out actually showing up and putting him down for good. But yeah, this beef, as you can see, was pretty long-standing. Literally, if you look into the live section, where, again, these people are out there streaming, and they're pretty popular on the streaming space, too. Obviously, if you look at the For You section, because I'm looking into it, he's just exposing the Sin City guy. So it's just long-standing internet beef. So ultimately, in the end, as I showed you earlier in that clip, Manny Wise comes in Now, YouTube has since shut down Sin City's channel, which shouldn't become a shock to anybody because, yeah, when you're allegedly, and I say allegedly because this person has not been tried in a court of law, when you're out there committing what allegedly are some pretty serious crimes like double homicide, okay, YouTube's probably going to jump in, and they don't just shut down your channel to delete the evidence. They shut down your channel, and then they probably work with local law enforcement to make sure that all the evidence that you ever gave this platform is provided right to them. So immediately I went to the good old Wayback Machine, and back from December 23rd, 2024, you can see that Sin City, or Manny Wise, on this channel has like 13,000 subscribers, so it's literally like a daily live streamer. The guy had like 179 people watching. All right, and again, they actually had a whole network of channels, okay? They had Sin City Family, Sin City Abel, Sin City Julie, Sin City Angel. Well, we can tell that there wasn't really any angels in this situation. The guy would just walk around and explore Las Vegas, and that would just be like the entire story over here, okay? But what had happened was with enough internet beef and enough controversy between these two characters, it ended up with Manny Wise deciding to stop doing the rap game, which apparently Manny is in fact a rapper, or at least they used to. Unfortunately, because of the alleged crimes here, I can't really listen to anything over here, so, you know, the guy decides to allegedly go out and shoot two people. It's crazy shit. It's actually the craziest thing that I've ever seen on the internet in quite a long time. Now, you may be wondering, but Muda, are the cops actually involved in this situation? Yes, the cops did actually get involved. In fact, very quickly, because it most definitely happened at the goddamn Bellagio, right? One of the biggest, like, populated areas on the Strip. Las Vegas Metro Police jump in. And they actually booked what appears to be a 41-year-old dumb fuck known as Manuel Ruiz, who, yeah, just decided to surrender to the actual cops, okay? Like, he surrendered himself. And now he's facing a pretty lengthy time, if he's tried, and is guilty, in a goddamn prison cell. Now, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but what I've seen on camera, the dumbest, like, you know, it's crazy because I've covered stupid people like Johnny Somali, Vitali, and all these other stupid IRL streamers and dumb fucks. But I've never seen somebody actually kill someone on camera, on YouTube Live of all places, right? Like, it almost feels like this is something that I would have seen on like the dark web or some stupid shit like that. I would have seen it on like an obscure platform, but unfortunately, this is like the extent of what happens when like YouTube beef gets way too far. So when you're looking at like good old Manny, you know, he's probably looking at, you know, the idea of this being premeditated, because obviously this is something that's been brewing over like what appears to be a year. Yeah, no shit, it's a premeditated hit. At least that's what I think, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a goddamn lawyer. Then, of course, you've got obviously reckless endangerment, because discharging a firearm in the public is clear and reckless, you know, endangerment of everyone around you. And I would probably have to imagine, I would wager my left nut that the gun wasn't even, like, lawfully possessed. Because does Manny look like the kind of guy to get a goddamn, like, proper licensing for his gun? I don't think so. You know, you've probably got other things like, you know, the murder charges. I mean, that's the biggest piece, right? Which is, again, a alleged double homicide of a 4,000 sub YouTuber, and unfortunately, what appeared to be his wife. Like, everything that I've seen about, you know, these two people seemed like they were okay, pretty nice individuals. And Manny just couldn't take the internet banter, and Manny couldn't appear to at least take the fact that his copyright trolling wasn't necessarily shutting down his biggest critics, you know? There's a lot of people that criticize me on the internet, and you know, there's ranges, like, there's people that are like, I fucking hate you, Muda, but, you know, it is what it is, and I slightly dislike you, Muda, and none of those people have ever driven me to, like, you know, ever considering, you know what, I'm gonna lock and load, and I'm just gonna head on over and just go to town. Like, I'm just gonna go squad wipe my biggest critics. No, actually, I saw it amongst the stupidest IRL Vegas live streamers. One specifically that goes out of his way to just fucking straight up allegedly shoot their, shoot the people they're beefing with. Now, it's funny because you kind of look at Finney's channel, and like 9 months ago, he's just out there like exposing this guy, right? Chulo coming to the stage to tell the truth on Hood. Now, there's also been talk that Manny may have potentially been a live stream scammer, which I think was kind of the catalyst for what really prompted Finney to basically become his biggest online enemy. Now, again, to verify the validity, unfortunately, I don't really have access to Manny's archive of content since YouTube's taken it down, and he wasn't a prominent YouTuber enough for me to really verify how valid a lot of these scams were. And I think the scams were really relegated around, like, maybe scamming super chat donations, which I think is pretty much what I kind of got out of it. But yeah, you know, Finney was basically logging in. He was his biggest like archiver, right? And let's just be real with you, this Manny guy just couldn't take it, and he does something stupid. He shoots two innocent people. No matter what kind of beef you have over the internet, you should never escalate it to the point that a gun is brought in and you take somebody's life. That's just very obvious. Now, of course, obviously, you know, look, at the end of the day, this should never have happened. It's an incredibly insane level of petty beef that got, you know, a man and his wife killed over internet nonsense. Now, for Manny, Sin City, all right, this is a guy that, you know, kind of had a good thing going. You know, he had a whole channel. He had, like, you know, the super chats rolling in. You know, and obviously, look, the more popular you're going to get, look, these guys were sitting at, like, tens of thousands of subscribers. I'm sure there's probably 2 or 3 comments that come in, and, like, you'll probably end up getting, like, an A-logger or, like, a hater here and there. But, you know, I'm somebody that sits at like 3+ million subscribers. And I'll tell you right now, okay, I've had haters and like people since my channel has begun, okay? And sometimes it can get to you, right? Like we're all goddamn humans. But, you know, it should never get to the point that you actually act out in homicide, okay? Because thankfully, at least for Sin City Manny, you know, even though that he's killed 2 people, I really hope the legal system puts him away behind bars, probably, I think, for life at this point, because this is a double homicide. So Sin City, instead of exploring the streets of the Las Venturas and enjoying the oyster bars and the caviar and all that bullshit you can do out in fucking Vegas, he is now going to be spending the rest of his life with a bunch of heart-piping men in prison that are probably going to take a whole chunk out of his sweet little ass. And, you know, I've seen how tall this guy is. Okay, he's not going to last in there, that's for sure. But, yeah, it's a pretty tragic case of YouTube beef gone incredibly wrong. If, yeah, honestly, I'm blown away. I really am. This is insane. You know, there's just no way to sugarcoat it. This is like something they're going to be talking about in the true crime circuit down the road. But me, I'm still trying to process exactly what I saw on YouTube Live. Crazy shit.